when we see these consent orders, we see kind of a discharge of expectations and management to the board. What was particularly interesting in this consent order was every single section that was related to the AML function. It was basically one of our pillars was one section. That was essentially how it was laid out. And at the end of each section, they had an explicit requirement that the board check on the effectiveness of each section and all of the remediation associated with that. And then they had to test for effectiveness and measure effectiveness. And I've long talked about this. I've talked about this on many of the podcast episodes that we've done. I've posted about it ad nauseum for years. I've submitted it to FinCEN. I've very, very opinionated about this over the years. How does a board measure effectiveness if no one has AML experience on the board? And this comes back to the general makeup of community institution board of directors. They usually get leaders from the community. And most times they're fantastic people and they're super smart in their lane in their own right. But having a board of directors that then has to make sure that now all of a sudden, even though they have known nothing of what was going on and all of the deficiencies, now they're charged with measuring effectiveness in a function that is very nuanced and very difficult to measure effectiveness. And that's where it comes down to those indicators of effectiveness that I've talked about for a long time.